Hey guys, this is LoveTalk Lagos. We're a group of friends that whenever we meet, we end up talking about love and relationships. So we're like, what the heck? Let's start a podcast.
If you're joining us for the first time, we're about to have a bunch of fun. We're talking about love and the differences in that. We already talked about tribal differences, but now we are going to be discussing age differences. Dun dun dun.
Right.
Alrighty. So, basically, what is your take, everybody on the table? Oh, we need to do an introduction of who we are. Yes, my name is Ifeoma. I'm a TV personality.
I'm Ifeoma. I'm an entrepreneur.
I'm Okuns, an entertainer.
Why are you always making all these soft voices,
Don't
almost
mind
as
him.
if you're trying to entice
Pretender.
someone
I
here?
can't shout.
That is a lie.
The seat and my bamboos are pressing against
Wow.
my chest. But yeah.
And you, who
Yeah,
are
and
you?
I'm Peter. I'm a media consultant. Age differences. Well, I mean, obviously, most of the time, women end up with men who are older. It's now how much older that is now of debate. And then men usually tend to end up with younger women. A lot of people say it's because women have to grow up faster than men do, so they're expected to settle quicker than men would, and that means they have to settle with a man who has already gone ahead to reach them mentally. By the time he's 30 and them they are just 24 or something like that. So
Okay. Continue, I'm listening.
oh no, he's going to object me very soon. But yeah, the thing is now, how much of a gap is healthy now, because you have these 25-year gaps, 20-year gaps, and I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. I don't know.
Also, not just the gap, also in who's older in the relationship. Is it the woman or is it the man? Because I believe that when the age difference is man, like the man is older than the woman, a lot of the times it doesn't matter whether it's 40, 25, it can be 100 years even. But when it's the reverse, that's a whole nother story. I like,
Is it Peter or Paul? One of them. He married a girl that is up to 7 years older than him. And I think we all saw it in that song. What did he sing again? That is song. That is song before Audio Money. What did they call it?
The what?
Okay. Well, nonetheless, reason with me. Yes, that was actually he was telling us the story of because the others were having issue with the fact that the girl too is also Yoruba and all. Back to the but yeah. In my own case, yeah, I was discussing it with my dad. That's what we talk about most times these days. I don't know why. He's saying. I mean, I prefer older women. Maybe because I grew up in an environment where I happen to be like the youngest person, or just myself and a cousin that's about my age as well. Every other person is like at least 6 years older. So every time we have been seeing older people, and for some reason, so maybe also staying with my dad a lot, he began to rub off on me. So now when I'm speaking to people, sometimes a lot of times, I mean, apart from my big frame and maybe the way I talk, some people actually think I'm already in my 30s or something, and it works for me sometimes. So, but then take for example, I'm in my 20s and I'm interested in a girl that's 10 years older than me. And she also said if I didn't tell her my actual age, she would have thought I'm about her age or maybe a few years younger or older. And I actually like her, and but now, I mean, her own issue, which will be for a different episode, her issue for not being with me is really that we come from two different family caliber. She feels I may come from a rich woman, she doesn't, but that's a topic for another day. But yeah, but nonetheless, for some reason, so even I may say it to my friends, it sounds like a joke, like the whole issue of sugar mommy. Sugar mummies are those that pay for younger boys. I don't need somebody to pay for me and all that, yeah. But I won't mind being in my mid-20s and wanting to date a lady that's 45. I feel I have a lot to learn from such a person. That's on a dating level. Now, whether I will fall in love, marry, I really don't know. Because now the fear is, what if this person doesn't live as long as you do?
But like women deal with that fear all the time.
All
man,
the time.
Of their husbands dying before them. A friend of mine was like, you marry an older woman, initially it's cool until she starts sending you a message, like a houseboy. So,
but young people send their husbands message as well.
but it's not message. See, when you send your older husband out, it's like an errand, honey. When his boy younger than you, it's like your boy.
It's perspective, Jerry. It's how you see yourself. I would say this though. My summary mindset about relationships is the younger person shouldn't be too young. That's all. I really don't care what's in between.
10 years.
Yeah.
Why do you think that? Why would you
Because
say
I'm
that?
very, very protective about young people. So if the person is 21 and he's dating a 40-year-old, I'm a bit skeptical. Because I think 21 is a bit... Excuse me. I just think 21 is a bit young. Like you're just trying to figure out yourself. But if you were 31 and your guy was 50, I could care less.
If 21 and 40
And I
is
could
too
care
much
what
for
the
you.
gender. I could care what the gender is. I just think when they're younger, it's a bit. I feel like there is too much space for exploitation, for manipulation, there's just too much of that.
Eventually, conditioning.
Yes, and I've come to realize that because this might sound like since I'm always the person that knows everything practically speaking, but I've always dated people who are much older, and now that I look back, I wish somebody stopped me when I was much younger. Because I saw there was a lot of manipulation going on. And when you're younger, you're so easy to impress. The fact that he's mature is like, oh my God. But when you're 26, you realize that maturity is like a basic need for a relationship. So I would say protect the people who are much younger, man or woman. But then, even when you're older, 26, 27, you're obviously 25, you know yourself a bit more. The age difference should still make sense, I think. Just so that I can say that I can want to believe that it's healthy, because then what is a 44-year-old man looking for with a 25-year-old? I know. I just
25, you're right for marriage, really.
See, my issue, it's not about the age. The way I see it is, no matter what you've gone through, like I had this friend of mine that I didn't know, she was very young. We had done business together and everything, and I was in uni, and I found out that she was like maybe 16 or something like that. And she kept saying, that she has had a really mature life. And I'm like, that she's been through a lot, But I kept telling her, at the end of the day, no matter what you've been through, you're still 15. You have not seen more than 15 years of whatever it is that you have seen. So, age is just a number, but it's a good indication of your phase of life and your exposure and your experience.
So the only angle I'll come at it from, which is quite different from yours, is I don't believe that okay, even if there's going to be an age difference, it should necessarily be like less than 10 years or I don't believe that. No, but no, you are saying that the age difference shouldn't be so much. Like, what is the 44-year-old doing with a 25-year-old? And I beg to disagree that, in fact, I feel like it works out more when there's more of an age difference. Yes, I believe that it actually works out when there's more of an age difference than when there's less. And I'll give you some examples.
Peter Doche's parents, Abi.
No, that's not where I'm going to go to, but we can actually talk about that after what I want to say. So I guess that maybe in a way, what I'm about to say will probably work out more if it was male, like if the guy was older and the lady was much younger, than if it was maybe the lady was much older, like in 44, and then the guy is 25. Even though it could actually still work. Okay, you know what? let me be a devil's advocate actually.
Yeah. Tell us,
And
I wanna
say
know
why that would actually
Shake
be.
the
So
table, break it.
yes, yeah, exactly. So now let me start with the scenario where the woman is in her 40s and
the
the
man
guy is like 20, in his early 20s.
Ha.
That guy does not want children.
Clearly.
That's the thing.
No,
Naturally
she's
speaking.
still fertile until she's 60.
No, but let me shock you guys actually. Research and science have actually shown that women are in the high stage of libido when they're in their 40s. That's when they are the most sexually active.
Of Hitler last week or 2 weeks.
And then men, unfortunately, are in their highest sexual peak in their early 20s. So a woman in her 44 or in her 40s and a guy in his early 20s, that's the perfect match because they are both at the highest height.
Everywhere.
So they are... You guys are crazy.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So you guys, in that scenario, for instance, now, they're both in their sexual peak and them having a relationship just means that both of them are in they can get at each other from every angle, like you said.
I like the way you're speaking. It speaks to my soul. So feel it in my heart.
I'm 40-year-old something now, really
Exactly.
quickly.
So that being said,
start attending more weddings.
so that said, that's the case scenario for the woman and the younger guy. Now to the older guy and the younger woman. What happens is I've seen situations. By the way, just to clear up for some people that might even be wondering, I'm also a psychologist. That's actually my first degree. So some of these things I'm coming at it from a scientific or psychological point of view. So that's also I just needed to say that as well. So what it is when the man is older, and it's because if a guy is 44 and the girl is 25, for her, she looks up to him.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, but not in a bad way.
That's if he's taller, have you?
No, not if he's taller, if he's older. So she looks up to him in the sense that she's able to, when it's almost like a teacher-student relationship where you wait, but not in a bad way. Let's not think of it in a bad way. In a good way, in the sense that if your teacher, one of the things, because of the age difference so much, you're open to learning, right? Everything that they're going to say. And so that's why the prayer then is that you find someone that will not now take advantage of that situation, which is what everybody hopes and prays for. But the truth of the matter is that when he's much older and you're much younger, you're really learning a whole lot from him. If the age difference is not so much, because the thing is, if a guy is 44 and maybe he's dating someone that is just maybe 7 years, so she's 37. Unfortunately, that woman is very strong with and she already knows what she wants.
And that's a good thing. I
You don't understand. I'm saying it's scenarios where it could be a better thing, because what tends to happen is if he's 44, she's 37. Haven't you realized that those relationships don't work? The reason they don't work is because the woman has now been through a whole lot of guys that have taught her different things, and she's coming at this guy and thinking, oh, he's not almost like living up to what she has been able to learn from the other guys that she has been with.
And so it's better are you saying that the relationships that have bigger age gaps last longer?
Yes, I do think that. And it's because of this dynamic. So not only is the girl more open to learning from the 44-year-old, because of that huge gap as well, they're coming at it with a different respect level.
I have a question for you, Ifeoma.
Yes.
Okay, so fantastic. I'm 22 and I'm learning a lot from my 44-year-old boyfriend. Yeah. What is the 44-year-old man gaining in that relationship?
It's good you asked that. So for the 44-year-old person, right, it's just like for him, he's building his ego, and this is one of the reasons why those relationships last. Because when you find that you're teaching someone something, there's a sense of pride that comes with the fact that you are impacting another person. So it's a case of he's even being a mentor. Do you understand what a mentor to this young person? Thank you very much. Because for her, she's not coming at him with all these ideals of how he should be. Which, do you understand? The expectation levels are different because for her, she's respecting him. Anything he says, it could be bad. That's why I also prefaced it on the fact that we should pray that when such dynamics happen, that the man is good because there's the opportunity or the potential for it to be a manipulating and controlling relationship.
Who is hard on the fact that he's teaching this girl life.
No, but it's not even just that, though. It's not about teaching, really. I just said it from that point of view. It's a case of this lady. It's also a case of this, right? I said respect. If a guy is 44 and the girl is 25, she respects him more than if she was 37 and he's 44. Because a 37-year-old woman sees a 44-year-old guy as her age mate. Let's be honest. That's like your...
And what's the problem with that? Why can't you just respect your age mate?
There's no problem, but the truth of the matter is that, don't forget, right? One thing about relationships and the dynamics with it is that one person is actually the dominant factor.
Jesus. That makes it worse.
No, it's true. And the funny thing, and this is something that you're not thinking about, do you realize that even in a relationship where the woman is older, right, and the guy is younger, the guy is still the dominant factor in the relationship. Let's not get it twisted. So it's not like
that's what I'm saying.
It's not. So let's not think that it's because
that is
the
why I'm
guy.
saying it's worse, because I already know that in every relationship there is a dominant person and there's a person that's more passive. You can't have two completely hot-headed people.
Yeah, but
it doesn't last that long.
The dominance is the
for
guy.
me, it's even worse when you add age to it, and then you add people who are very young. Because there's no way that exploitation will not happen.
Okay, so wait.
There's no way.
Let's change the age gap, right? Let's change the age gap. Let's say someone that is 35 and someone
exactly.
that... No. Someone 35 and a man that is 55.
Thank you. Then I have no problem with this.
No, but guess what? It's the same dynamic with the 25.
That's why I gave that disclaimer in the beginning of the conversation. I said that I don't care about the age difference when the person is not young. When the person is young.
No, but guess what?
Exploitation would happen.
No, but sorry. I beg to disagree. Saying someone that is 25 is young, excuse me. There's no difference between a 25-year-old woman and a 35-year-old woman. In the dynamics of a 15-year, 25 years
there's a huge
age
difference. A huge difference between a 25-year-old woman and a 35-year-old woman. One has an established career, one doesn't.
I'm saying in the context of...
completely.
I'm saying in the context of relationship.
Yes, those things play a part. You can't just say in the context of relationship. The kind of woman you are as an individual has a lot to do with who you be in a relationship. A woman who doesn't have a career is completely different.
Yeah, but
from a woman who does when you're talking about relationships.
Yeah, but a girl that is 25, especially here in Nigeria, I want to believe she has a job.
I like that you said Nigeria because I was also going to say that the age, the age.
She just graduated.
No.
Yes.
No, because I was going to say that to you. Yeah, here in Nigeria, 25-year-olds are fucking grown, and I don't get it because Australia, 25-year-olds are just finishing school. Maybe they've done one internship. Yes, girl. People finish uni at 18. Average.
Finish school at 25.
Thank you. Most people abroad don't finish early. It's only Nigeria that 20. She's finished Babcock and
entered university at 14.
It's fucking crazy. Like
she finished her 5
you
years.
guys start
She's 19.
too early here. We don't start early abroad at all. So a 25-year-old is a baby that hasn't seen much. And then also in Nigeria, okay, that's career-wise, but if you talk about exposure and you flip it, to me, Nigerian girls here are very sheltered. Most Nigerian girls probably have not even lived outside of their homes before. They've not done anything. While 25-year-olds abroad in that regard, 18 years old, they're already jackpot of the house. They've lived with like maybe 2 or 3 partners by then. So it really depends. I think there's a massive difference between 25 and 35. But then it also has to do, I know we haven't really brought up that conversation yet, but all of this has to do with maturity as well.
I agree.
Maturity. There are 35-year-old men that don't know shit about shit. Like, I would date them and I'm 26 and I will be the boss very easily because my personality will just swallow them and I'll just be telling them what to do and wash my pan for me and make me breakfast. Like, that's going to be so easy.
It's okay.
So easy.
Now,
It really
so
depends
now
on my
is a bad
personality.
thing for your man to wash your
No, but if the
your
man,
woman's pan.
is spineless, if the man is spineless and is doing everything that I want, you see, my personality, I cannot not date a strong man. I cannot even be friends with somebody who isn't strong-headed because I'm quite full-on. And I can say, I know what I want, right? So if you don't know what you want as a person, you will directly be my house girl. It's simple. Because I'll just tell you, oh, come with me, you come with me. Oh, come and sit down, you come and sit down. Oh, follow me to this place, you come and sit. You have to be able to have
your potential
own
boyfriends now.
Yes, please. And anyone who feels like, oh, I can handle that, then that's the person. The one that's remaining, that's one for me.
So the good thing about this conversation is we are quickly realizing that age is not just the only bracket. Though.
Absolutely.
So what it is the personality of the both parties is also very important because if in your case, that means a guy that for you it won't make sense to even date anyone that is less than 40, regardless of how old you are.
That's why I always date people who are much older, 10, 12, 13. I've done 15 as well. Because, but you have to know, but there are young men that are, they're
But
strong.
good question to you though, like when you date this kind of guys, do you boss them around though?
No, it's harder to bust them around.
That's exactly what I was saying about the respect part of you, which is why I feel that it should be even way more.
It's not because they're older. I don't bust them around because they're older. I don't bust them around because they don't let me.
Yes, but the part that, you see, it's not like even the guy, if he was younger, would not let you.
No,
you don't
They will call you
understand.
auntie.
No, the thing is, I suspect, and this is the thing, a lot of the times I suspect that even when you try to bust them around and quickly realize that it's not possible because it's subconscious, and the way you bust them around even will be different.
I don't think so. Because what happens with me is most people undermine my age. Most of the people that I've ended up with, the conversation about age comes in really later. They either just assume that I'm their age. Like when I was 18, I was dating someone who was like 26. He thought I was 23, 22, 24 for the longest time, right? So we already started having that conversation, and my respect for people has nothing to do with age. I'm not wired that way. So it is about personality more for me. I just always find out now that the personalities that I'm attracted to happen to be in older bodies, and has always continued like that. So even as I got older, my view on maturity changes, and they all seem to fit people who are a lot older than me. So it's not, I don't wait for age before I then realize how much, although I'm not gonna lie, there's some people that I'll see and I'm like, oh, these people are really mature. But then when I found out their age and they're younger, I'm a bit like, I don't know. There's a small finish that comes in, like, and then I all of a sudden want to be more cautious with them or like protect them or baby them because they're a lot younger. But
I can't blame her. I mean, there was a girl I was tripping for. She had her way of thought was similar. She thought I was like her age, and when she found out I was like 2 years younger, she started comparing me to her younger brother. I was like, okay.
So see, in that
yes, very
case,
little.
but the thing is, in that case, like the fact that she didn't know and then he had to tell her, that means like he was mature enough, right? But then still, just knowing the number just changes something in
I agree.
the head.
I think it's more the number that just usually just makes the whole dynamic different. Like initially, a lot of people would date people that are younger than them. Like if no one had to actually say their age, a lot of people date people that are younger than them, especially women. But immediately they just ask a guy, "Oh, how old are you?" And it happens to even me. I can't date a younger guy, and it's just me. I'm like, "Oh no, I can't do it."
what's your age? What's your age limit? What's your age cap?
For me, it can't be younger, obviously.
At all. Even if it's a year.
No, it cannot be younger.
I need your age, babe.
Even for that, I struggle just because like you rightly said, I'm also way mature than my age. So a lot of the times I would never find commonalities with someone that's like my age or someone that is younger than me. Though.
Okay, but it's funny you should say that because in my own experience, the thing is, the youngest person I've dated was 3 years younger than me. And I already felt a bit out of touch. Because before that, I had only dated the youngest person after that In fact, the youngest person I've dated, besides her being 3 years younger than me, has been a year younger than me, right? And I find out that the younger the girl is, for me, the less attracted I am to her mind. And I'm not trying to say that young girls are not mature or they are not exposed or can't hold good conversations. I'm just saying in my own experience, right? So even if initially I'm attracted to you and we're talking, there is just a demeanor, a behavior, the way you carry yourself, right? And once I sense a sort of like, I don't know, juvenile or just a sort of in a childish way of, I don't know how to put it, like if almost like a groupie, right? If you're a groupie and all my friends are going to this club tonight and we're all going dolled up going and it's happening like so frequently and I say, okay, this is still where you are. You just really just want to have fun right now. Normally, I don't know if I'm supposed to be attracted to that because she's young and she's, vibrant, gang. But I found that I am like, I would hang out with you as a friend, but that's kind of to the next level. I'm not attracted to that. I'm usually most attracted to people who are really close to my age or just a bit older.
And are quite aware of who they are. It seems like you,
it's
you
the awareness.
appreciate. You see, and that's you see from. I'm sorry to anyone who doesn't fit this category, but you see, for me, that sounds like a healthy thing. That sounds more healthy to me. That a man wants his equal, a woman wants her equal, and that's why I'm always worried about people who date girls or boys that are young because there must be something wrong with you. In my opinion, if a 21-year-old is dating a 40-year-old, I respect the 21-year-old to be able to even be able to handle that person. But a 41-year-old man or woman, I always ask, what is up with you?
Yeah.
Like, what is up with you?
The
That
problem
is your like what conversations? What happened to your mates? Like,
It's
why
down to
did
the
you?
conversations,
What
man,
conversations
because-
can you possibly have with a 21 that makes you so hard that you want to date her and keep her?
No, but I think the truth of the matter is that let me
Like-
let me tell you why that would be the case, right? And I think it just boils down to men also want women that will submit to them.
This
So-
sounds weak. You see, what I want, you know what I want, and maybe if there's anyone who can continue this conversation on social media, what I want is someone to defend that the reason for them dating young women, and it has nothing to do with exploitative behaviors. Like, so submission to me is exploitative. It means you don't want someone who has too much of a spine because you can't control, or you don't want to have to deal with backlashes. Or
No, it could just be
I
that
like the fact that you're saying this. It sounds like, I mean, you're saying your opinion, but I mean, it's also okay to say it's wrong, right? But it's your opinion.
Yeah, but I think so for guys, right? And this is the thing I want you to bear in mind. A lot of guys, whether they're a lot of them are usually more chilled than the women. It's the women that usually have all these hormones happening to them all at the same time and giving up all these vibes. So for a guy, going to date someone that is younger is because he's also trying as much as possible to mold her so that she doesn't give him so much money.
Let me
Let me tell you something. Let me say something to you, right? I think, and I'm saying this in a good way. Women never forget why a woman was created in the first place.
my gosh.
Oh yes,
Why
because
was
I
she
find that
Why was
a
she
lot of the
created?
times we women, and I'm happy to say this, I'm a woman. And I feel like all this whole movement of feminists and all of this, they're causing a lot of problems. You know why?
course.
Because let us go back, whether you're Muslim or a Christian. Why was a woman created in the first
Please
place?
tell us
Wait,
why?
It's in the Bible.
because you were created to be a helpmate. Help him. And unfortunately, no matter what women can say, that is the primarily reason of why you were created. And
Now, so divorce
so
they happen for
unfortunately,
America.
yes, exactly. And for me, right, when they say help somebody, doesn't mean you have to be their slave. Nobody is saying that. But there's that dynamic where you are helping the person.
Let me even give you an example for something I watched in a movie. A man was walking and his wife decided to say, okay, Normally in the marketing space, women have the power to talk to guys, as in investors who are men or also women, and there will be more people will be more receptive to listen to them than if it was a guy that went. I've noticed that from experience, and now it's going back to where you say, okay, there's a now the man maybe the man doesn't push himself too much, and then that lady, the fact that he knows that he has to provide for both of them, she has already done her work of a helper by being his motivator.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so that's some bullshit. Women are not created to just be helpers. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
You can speak for yourself, or if you think that your purpose in life is to go and help someone, sure. But I don't think inherently, biologically speaking, when a woman was created, she was created to help men. I don't think so. Are you supposed to be a supportive partner to not just even your partner, but your friends and family? Absolutely. But I don't think I'm supposed to be more supportive than my husband. I don't think I'm created to be a helper more than the man is supposed to be created to help me either. So that one we are not
What
meeting
I
on
would
that same
say
line.
is that it definitely looks like we're actually going to talk about that in another episode, so we could deep dive, because I feel like a lot of people would actually benefit from understanding more in depth as to the whole dynamic of what is the man supposed to do and what is the woman supposed to do. So I guess we should definitely get around to doing that in the near future.
Our next episode is going to be fire because we're going to break some tables.
Yes. So
Alrighty, well, let me end it because I started it. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. We will catch you in the next episode. Bye.